His Majesty King Charles, who is currently on a visit to Kenya with the royal family, has ignited a heated debate with his unexpected apology regarding the historical mistreatment of Kenyans during the colonial era. The apology has left a section of the British population angered and has deepened the divide between those who believe an apology is necessary and those who think otherwise.
Hello, my name is Chief Okuzo from Plug TV.
King Charles and the royal family arrived in Kenya a few days ago as part of the official tour of the country. While the visit was meant to strengthen the diplomatic ties between Kenya and Britain, it seems to have uncovered an unresolved animosity that still simmers beneath the surface. Many Kenyans hold the view that the British colonial rule was marked by mistreatment, exploitation, and oppression, and they have long called for an apology from the Britain for the suffering endured by their forefathers during that period. On the other hand, a significant portion of the British population believes that the colonial era, despite its mistakes, brought positive developments to Kenya, such as democracy, institutional building, and the adoption of the English language. Consequently, they argue that there is no need to issue an apology because the colonial era was for the good of Kenyans. Now, King Charles, who had previously visited Kenya as a teenager during the colonial era, appears to have sensed the lingering tension between the two nations. During a public address, he chose to address the issue head-on. Much to the surprise of his countrymen, in a bold move, King Charles expressed his apology to those who had suffered under British colonial rule, an action that caught some of his fellow Britons off guard.
The greatest sorrow and the deepest regret. There were abhorrent and unjustifiable acts of violence committed against Kenyans as they waged, as you said at the United Nations, a painful struggle for independence and sovereignty. And for that, there can be no excuse.
But the reaction from the British public was mixed, with some expressing support for the King's apology, while others criticized him for bowing down to pressure. Journalists from the Sky TV, known for their skepticism regarding the apology, voiced their opinions on the matter, and this is what they had to say.
We don't ever expect an entire community to apologise for the actions of one rogue individual. So why should our entire country now, and every British person living in it, and our current serving monarch, apologise for things that had nothing to do with him?
The other thing is, couldn't he say, well, listen, there are bad things we did, there's good things we did. I mean, the intertribal slaughter we helped to ameliorate. We gave you democracy, even if Kenyans don't always live up to it as they should. We gave you the gifts of the English language. We gave you the rule of law. I mean, there's many institutional things. I've been to Kenya. I look around and I think, wow, if the British hadn't been here, this place would not be quite as good as it is.
However, not all Kenyans were pleased with Sky TV's stance, and a section of the Kenyan population rallied against the network for what they perceived as a disrespect towards the Kenyan people. We should bring them down to earth. They are overrating themselves. Kenya never wanted them. Our culture was fine before them, one Kenyan asserted on Twitter. Another Kenyan added, saying, "We took power. They never gave it willingly. We fought for our independence. This kind of rhetoric is not acceptable." Another Kenyan added, "We can't compare democracy and English to our women and children who were raped and men who were killed. We had languages and hierarchical structures even before these oppressors came." Another Kenyan added. While the debate surrounding King Charles' apology continues to rage on, it is clear that the wounds of the colonial past have not yet healed, and the conversation on this matter is far from over. But the real question is, do you think that the British needs to continue apologizing every now and then they meet with the Kenyan government? There are those who maintain that Kenyans should stop insisting on an apology which was already offered years ago. Like, for instance, this Kenyan said, They make some sense. Britain and Britons can't live their whole lives apologizing. They did, and it is enough. And honestly, they left Kenya far much better than it is today. It feels like they should have, in fact, stayed. That's how Kenyans view the apology. Yani wengine wanaonelea kwamba this apology now, it's over. People should stop forcing the British from apologizing to Kenyans. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts on our comment section. That is it for now. Thanks for watching. Let's meet next time. Bye-bye.